What's up, y'all? It's your boy B, and I'm on here for a live Q&A. For those of you that have real estate questions regarding real estate, making money in this amazing economy, and so much more. So this is one of my ways, I call it, of giving back and answering questions. I get hundreds of DMs every single day. And I can't get to everybody, although I want to, as much as I want to. I started off where I could get to everybody. I would respond. And sometimes you won't believe I get inboxes of people saying, oh my God, you gotten too big. You can't even respond to me. And I'm like, man, if you only knew, so this is my opportunity. If you have questions for me and you inbox me and I don't get a chance to reach back and respond to you, this is your opportunity to ask your questions regarding real estate. What are your questions? What do you have? I posted a message about the up-and-coming crash that's coming. When will that be? Who knows, right? But you do see signs, you do see triggers of what's to come, and based upon past history and past recessions, past depressions, and all that other stuff, you can kind of see triggers and things to watch for. So this is an opportunity for you to ask as many questions as you can about real estate. This is free, doesn't cost you anything. And it's a way for me to give back. Just kind of tell you a little bit about myself. For those who don't know me, I apologize. That is my fault. I need to do a little bit better in marketing, and I'm working on that. So let me give you a chance to introduce myself to you. My name is Brian S. Harris. I'm an investor in real estate. Help millions of people around the world with information about real estate, help people invest in real estate. A lot of people love me. A lot of people don't. It just depends on who you are and where you are. I've helped hundreds of people build portfolios around the United States, hundreds of people build portfolios in Memphis, helped thousands of people come off their jobs, make residual income, retire early, retire young, retire rich. You name it, we've done it, and we plan to help a whole lot more people. And if that's something that you're interested in, this is I'm your guy, and I would love to help you do the same thing. So usually a lot more energetic than this, but I want to kind of tone it down so that you guys can ask as many questions as you can. So I'll start off and initiate it by, I don't want my battery to die on you guys. I'm going to try to stay on here as long as I can. I got 13% on my phone, so I'll stay on here as long as I can. But those of you that are looking to get involved in real estate, you may have 401k money. You may have money from banks that you don't know how to use. You may have money sitting in the bank account. Go, Ben! You may have whatever it is, and you don't know how to use it. One of the affirmations I want to tell you to start using is I keep my wealth circulating, and that way you don't fall into the trap of, I'm going to go see if I can set my phone on the charger. Looks like we got a lot of people logging on. That way you don't fall into the trap of, saving your way to financial freedom. There is no way that you could possibly save your way to financial freedom. And if you think about it, if you tried it, if you're over a certain age group, what up, Miss Jordan's mom? If you made it over a certain age group, you can't really save your way to, financial freedom. The thing is, what you want to do is have your money circulating, which means it goes out and it comes back to you. And as opposed to trying to save your way to retirement, you really want a huge residual income built. And the way that you do that, one of the proven methods, of course you can do it through technology and a lot of different mediums, but one of the proven methods is real estate. It's sound, tested, and proven for centuries at a time. One thing that people are going to need is food, water, and shelter. And believe it or not, shelter, you can charge rent on shelter and make money. Some people say, I don't want to be a landlord. But the reality of it is how you become a landlord and what you do. So I'll tell you a couple things that you can start looking at to help you when you research. And this is something that we specialize in building a passive income through real estate. What we do is we started out, you're familiar with the game Monopoly. And Monopoly allows you to, you buy 4, I think it's green or red, but you buy 4 green houses and then you upgrade to 1 red hotel. And so we started out, we built a portfolio, just telling you a little bit about myself. We built a portfolio years ago, 2008. And some of you have heard this story. From 2005 to 2008, we built a huge portfolio over 100 properties. I was 25, 26 years old and was able to build over 100 property portfolio. And I really leveraged myself with a lot of debt that was tied to my real estate. And what ended up happening my cash flow, I was renting my houses to one family under one roof, where if I took a loan out on the property, I would buy a property for, let's just say $20, $30, $40, $50,000. The house was worth $80, $90, $100,000 or whatever. I was buying deals. And so my note would be, let's just say $500, and I would rent the house out for $600. Well, I specialize in renting out to Section 8 tenants. And so by me renting out to Section 8 tenants, my cash flow, on a house would be around about $100, $150, or $200 a month. So that's a great thing. So in order for you to make $20,000 a month, if you're making $200 a month off of a house, if you're doing quick math, I'm really good with numbers, if you haven't noticed. But if I'm making $200 a month profit, meaning my note is $500 and I'm renting the house out for, let's just say $700, I'm profiting $200 a month on that house, $2,400 a year. So in order for me to make $20,000 a month on my portfolio, I would have to have 100 houses that were doing the same exact thing. Well, here's the thing. If something goes wrong on that house, and the type of houses that I was buying, a lot of inner city homes where my rehabs that I were doing, I wouldn't renovate completely like you see on HGTV. That's like false advertisement. I would renovate my houses to a point to where they would sustain a renter. And I was making durable rehabs. And so something goes wrong, AC goes out, roof leak, or whatever the case may be, it may cost $150, $200. Well, guess what? If I'm making $200, then I'm negative cash flow for that month. So nobody really tells you guys the real about renting property. So that means that you get negative cash flow if you have a boo-boo or somebody messes up something on your house or whatever the case may be. So you go negative cash flow, and you do that, a few months out of the time. Well, guess what? You're negative cash flow for the year. But the thing about it is, understanding properties, well, you can make money off of the equity in the houses. So if I bought a house for $30,000, I fix it up, etc., for $20,000, I can refinance that house and pull out equity and make, let's just say, get a loan for $80,000. Well, guess what? I would get that $30,000 in profit, capital gains free, profit, debt-free money into my pocket. So I would make $30,000. So I was buying houses and pocketing the debt, right, as capital, and I built the lifestyle. Once again, I was one of the first multi-millionaires in my family at a young age. So granted, my family were very financially responsible, but they just never had come across that type of money before. And so, I didn't know what to do. And so I was living off of pulling out money out of equity, out of houses only. And I wasn't taking that money and keeping it circulating in the economy. So understanding that I wasn't taking that money and circulating it. Once again, your affirmation from now on is, I keep my wealth circulating. I want you to write that down. I keep my wealth circulating. And so I wasn't keeping my wealth circulating. So as I was taking the money, I was not only, spending it on a lifestyle. I had a 8-acre estate. Like I said, 25, 26 years old, balling out, all the type of cars you could think of. And I just wasn't being as smart as my money as I could have been. But once again, I was learning. So I wasn't afraid of it. I was just experiencing life. And these experiences have brought me to where I am now. And so I ended up, when the economy crashed, the bank stopped lending money. And when the bank stopped lending money, what ended up happening is, so if my whole lifestyle was built around pulling off equity out of houses and living off of equity and not my residual, then when the bank stopped lending money, guess what? My whole empire was built on quicksand, per se, and I ended up losing a big ton of my portfolio, a big portion of it, and I think at the peak we had gotten up to like 130 houses by the time I was 28 years old. 2008, I was 28, and I lost a big portion of my portfolio. Attempted to file bankruptcy, couldn't file bankruptcy. For what reason, I don't know, and maybe it was meant to be, but I couldn't file bankruptcy. I couldn't really get out of the situation, so I had to learn how to create money without using my credit. And this is something that a lot of people, they depend on their credit only to get out of their situations. And so I started to tap into developing my mindset, meaning that I felt like I had a universal ATM with an amazing mind. And I started to develop my mind, my mental. I read this scripture. My mom and my dad are very, biblical. And I remember a scripture that they told me, Romans 12:2, do not conform to the things of this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. And so when I decided to take control of my life and not depend on the banking system, not depend on a recession, I began to work on my mental. And when I began to work on my mental, I started to understand how God created this amazing universe. This amazing universe allowed us to be able to think, speak, and create anything. We are co-creators. And I started to really build on this principle. Now, I'm not going to really go into that in the depth in this video, but many of you know theharrismastermind.com. I'll put that link in here. theharrismastermind.com. You can check that out. I really go into depth about how to develop your mental, because it's a gym. It's like a mental muscle that you have to develop. It's not something that you're going to get overnight. Just like going in the gym for the first time, if you're lifting weights, you're going to be sore. You're going to forget how to focus on the muscles that you need to. So it's a process, okay? So but over years and years and years of developing that muscle, I learned how to create and manifest anything that I wanted to. If I want $1 billion, I can go make $1 billion. If I want $100 million, I can go make $100 million. And whatever it is that I want, I can create it. And so when you understand that you have access to a universal ATM, you don't really start asking for money as much. You start asking for more wisdom, because money is just a byproduct of an amazing amount of wisdom. And so I started to pray the Solomon prayer, where Solomon prayed for a discerning heart and to have wisdom over the people that he was put in front of. And so that's the prayer that I started praying. And lo and behold, I started having hundreds of thousands of followers around the social media crave and buzz, and I started to pretty much blog or post my my track record, or what most people considered my success. And so I knew that I read this book called The Science of Getting Rich. I want you guys to read this book. It's by Wallace D. Wattles. I believe it was written in like the 1800s. And Wallace D. Wattles talked about how, any man or woman that learns these principles and begins to teach it, when he rises to the success of whatever he claimed himself to be, the world will respond in a certain way. So I started to learn how to rebuild my portfolio. Once again, if you have questions, feel free to ask once I'm going. I'm just introducing myself to you if you don't know who I am and you don't know my story. So I started to apply these principles towards real estate. My whole MO was I wanted to rebuild my portfolio with my mind, and not my not depending on the bank, not depend on let's just say even other people per se, because I had to take responsibility that if I failed, it was because my mental mindset failed. There wasn't a recession. It was an internal recession. I started to stop circulating my wealth. I saw outside influences that told me there was a recession. And so I allowed my mind to believe what the outer influences told me, as opposed to creating in my mind that there is no lack in God's universe. There's only abundance. And so as I started to build on these principles, I based it on, once again, Romans 12:2. Do not conform to the things of this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So I made sure that I acclaimed the affirmation, I'm abundant, I am successful, I am healthy. And one of the biggest things is I started to pray 24/7 without ceasing it. And how you do that is through feeling. I created a feeling of accomplishment. I believed that I had received everything that I wanted. And so I had, I started to feel that as if I was already the multimillionaire again. And I looked at my life as if I had already had it. It's almost like I created a memory of being successful as opposed to wanting to be successful. And so when I created this memory of being successful instead of wanting to be successful, I stepped out of the holding pattern. See, a lot of times that we want things, we wish for things, and we never get those things because we want them. And so Jesus, whatever you believe in scripture, one of the most amazing people that ever walked this earth, he told us that we have to believe that we have received it. And so how do we believe that we have received it? Well, if I created a memory in my mind, then I no longer have to want it. A memory is something that I know without a shadow of a doubt that happened. I know that, I had my son on 2008 in April, right? And so that's a memory, and nobody can take that memory away. So I began to create these memories in my own mind's eye. And as it became a memory, it alleviated the need to doubt it. And so now when I removed all doubt and I kept the feeling, I would walk around. Feeling is my prayer. I walked around feeling as if I had already accomplished that which I wanted. And so as I walked around with this feeling, all of a sudden the right people showed up, the right opportunities showed up, the right deals showed up. And so I wrote down an affirmation, and I found mentors. Of course, they started to appear, etc. People started to say, "I want to meet with you," and they started telling me about these opportunities called wholesaling. Wholesaling, if you see the link at the top, it's called thewholeSalersBlueprint.com. Everything that I've learned, everything that I've implemented, from mental to the effects of how to operate in wholesaling, I put it in this course called thewholeSalersBlueprint.com. It's a $2,500 course, but anybody that applies that information, we have tons of students that you silly, no? But we have tons of students that have made hundreds of thousands of dollars a month from applying this information and really engulfing themselves in it, the wholesalersblueprint.com. But I found out about this technique called wholesaling, and this all applies to real estate investing. And so this wholesaling technique taught me how to find deals. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to rebuild my portfolio, but I knew that I had to find deals because, one, I didn't have the capital. And so wholesaling showed me that if I had the capital, then I can buy my own portfolio. Here's what I had. So I started with my end in mind. I want you to write this down. If ever you're going after anything, you have to start with the end in mind. So I wrote down my end. My end looked like this. I wrote down that I needed $4 million. $4 million. Why did I need $4 million? Here's the thing. Many of you want the money, but you don't have a place for it to go. See, money goes to the person that has a use for it. And so if you want money just to sit at it and look at it in the bank, I'm telling you, just print off a piece of paper and draw it and screenshot it and look at it. Because if you don't have a use for money, it's not going to come to you, because it's not going to create a burning desire inside of you. And this book called The Think and Grow Rich talks about that. You have to have a burning desire in order to ignite a flame inside of you that's going to motivate you to, one, have the mental focus, the two, to actually go out and ignite your body to do it. So I had a burning desire. I wanted what I had. See, there's one thing when you experience, it's one thing to get success. But if you get success and you taste it and you lose it, shit, man, it's like if you lose success, it becomes such a craving inside of you. So I had experienced a level of success before, and I wanted it back. And I wanted it back because I felt like I didn't press the gas that I should have pressed when I was 28. I was, granted, I felt like I was ahead of my time. I was doing shit that other 28-year-olds wasn't doing, but I didn't press the gas because I didn't have anybody else around me that was, that had been where I had been before. And I had big dreams. I said, small time, what is that? But bigger dreams. I had bigger dreams, man. And so now it's like, okay, going for this billionaire status or multi-billionaire status through, having equity in my real estate, I'm pressing the gas a whole lot more. But not that doesn't mean that I'm grinding or I'm working hard. As I'm working smarter, I'm using my mental. And so as I started to, develop my mind, I learned about the wholesalersblueprint.com. I created this course, and this course taught me how to find deals. So I wrote out my goal. My goal was I wanted $4 million. That means that I needed to buy a house for a minimum of $20,000. Here's the thing. Memphis real estate, best real estate in the world. We're calling it impoverished city, but I want you to understand, when you see problems, that's the opportunity. That's the problems generate the solutions. And so if you are a solution-oriented thinker, you look at areas where there are problems. Where there's poverty, there's problems. Where there's poverty, there's low-priced inventory. And so understanding that, and what my mission was, I need to educate my people in my city to where we have the lowest priced real estate in the country, per se, but we have the most impoverished people because most of our people in this city are renters. You need to share this with people in this city. If you are a Memphian, you need to share this information. I'm telling you. So we have many impoverished people in this city, and we have a statistic that shows like 56 or close to 70% of people in Memphis are renters, meaning that they pray or they wish or they go to church every Sunday and they ask for their pastors or their external God to, give them more money, and they're walking or driving past the gold every day, the vacant properties that they see every single day that they drive past that has the high grass. They're driving past the gold that Israelis and Jews and Asians and whites and blacks are buying right up under their feet and getting the gold right up under their feet. They may delete my Facebook post for sharing this information with you. So they're buying it, and I've sold a lot of it to them. And so what happened was a lot of them got mad. I'm gonna put it out there. A lot of them got mad, and they tried to talk shit about my name. And because I woke up to, I'm gonna stop selling y'all these damn properties because y'all taking the gold right up on our feet, and y'all know it, and y'all ain't educating us. So I started to put out course, put out information. I was in groups that had 100,000 people in them. I would get in these groups every single day, and I would blast out free information, just telling people. And I would get inboxes from these people in these groups. I'm not gonna post any names. I'm not that type of guy. But I would get inbox from these people. Why are you giving away so much information for free? Because it's not about selling all of the information. Sometimes it's just about educating and help good people. So they deleted me from all these big name groups. And I said, okay, you know what? I don't need y'all. What's meant for me is for me. And what's meant for my people is my people. I'm going to rebuild my own name. If y'all tried to tear me down, do the Bill Cosby shit, right? And I started to re-educate my people in behind the scenes, right? I started to come on, and I would meet people face to face. I would do my own live Facebook videos, and I would flood the market. And so I started to tell people about this free information. They would say, why don't you come out with a course? And so there was this one guy, Sean Terry, who gave me a platform to speak and about, you know, my success record. I had used his information to learn a couple things. And one of the biggest things is a lot of his information was great, but it wasn't how to get it from the bottom. See, I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. I grew up in Westwood. We moved out to Germantown when I was about 10 or 12 years old. So I know what it's like to live at the bottom, and I know how to go out in the back of Lucky's off 3rd Street and get cardboard boxes and write my name and my sign on them shits and put them signs out everywhere because I ain't have the money that I needed. You feel me? So I started to show people how to get it from literally zero. They would say wholesaling, how you can make money with wholesaling with $0, etc. And when I would buy the courses, you really couldn't make money with $0. And so I showed people how to literally get it from the bottom. Hey, look, if you got an energy budget, my energy budget was bigger than any Coca-Cola. You understand? Energy budget, my energy budget, I had $1 billion energy budget. And so nobody could outdo my energy budget. I would have my sons in the back seat. That's what my sons grind with me. And that's why they're business oriented, 10, 8, and 5 years old, because I would have them in the back seat with me, putting out signs at midnight, 2 in the morning. You understand? And I was getting it in with my sons. I was getting it in with my sons, and by me getting it in with my sons, they saw how daddy was grinding in the snow, in the cold, when nobody else was giving me opportunity. So I wrote down that I needed $4 million. You understand? $4 million to rebuild my 100 property portfolio. That means that I wanted to buy a property for $20,000. I know about Lucky's Positive. So I made it $20,000 to buy a house, and I would say $20,000 to fix up a house in the hood, right? So that means 40,000 times 100 would give me my $4 million. So now when I got my $4 million, so what I would do is, okay, so now $4 million was my money goal. So now here's what wholesaling did. Wholesaling allowed me to be able to find deals. This is before the market is what it is today. I would be able to find a deal. I knew how to find deals, but I would really go into overdrive now because I was trying to get back to where I was. You understand? Because I had foreclosed. I had to kind of make up for lost time with my wife. When my sons was laying in the bed, my guy Mowbray, One Stop Taxes, he let me come move in one of his beach houses with him, and I had to sleep in a room with him and his wife. They were sleeping in the room. We was all recovering. A lot of people don't know this story. And Mowbray allowed me and my wife to rent from him for $300. He was paying $300 a room. We were staying in the room, sharing the room. You understand? And my sons were like 3 and 2 years old. My sons are 3 and 2 years old, and I'm sleeping in the bed with my wife, with my sons, embarrassed as hell, right? My wife riding it down with me, and I'm laying there thinking to myself, I'm 20 years old. I'm like, okay, I got about 2 to 3 years before my sons become conscious of me being at this level. And I never want them to know this life again. You understand? And so when I realized that, I was like, okay, I'm about to get my hog killing. So I wrote down my goal, $40,000 a house. And so wholesaling is this. Go to thewholesalersblueprint.com. If you are at the bottom and you need an opportunity, a way out, you got your last, hey, put your last up. And so I bought this course, man, with my last. It is what it is. I'm just telling y'all the real, how I got it. You think it's just all glitz and glamour. It ain't that, man. I was at the bottom. A lot of people don't know this shit. So you would get a house under contract. So I would find a house, and you have to have the money quote unquote, to buy the house, but I didn't have the money. So wholesaling says if you have a house for sale, and let's just say you were selling your house for $10,000. And all of these Israelis, Jews, and whites, and blacks, and Asians had all this big ass money that they wasn't giving to nobody. Ain't nobody gonna give you shit. That's number one. And so I had to offer them a product or a service that they were interested in. So the first thing that I did is I found my buyers first. I would post everywhere, man. If y'all take the course, y'all gonna see for free. I would post everywhere online for free. And I would get all of these people who wanted to buy in our cheap market, and I would find out how much they wanted to pay for real estate in this market. And someone was like, man, I'll pay $30,000 for a house in this area. And so now I would get a house on the contract for, let's just say, $10,000. My area that I focused on was Frazier. The reason why you see houses in Frazier going for $50,000 right now is your boy B. I sold over 500 houses in Frazier in less than 2 years. Less than 2 years. People say you can't sell houses in Frazier. I'm gonna tell you something. It's nothing better. There's nothing better than hearing somebody tell you that you can't do something and interrupt them by doing it. You get what I'm saying? So when I found out that they would pay $30,000 to $40,000 for a house, I would now get the house under contract for $10,000 in a Frazier, or sometimes $1,000. I've got houses under contract for $500. And I would wholesale it to the end buyer for $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. And so now I did that, like I said, over 500 times. And people were like, how the hell are you doing that? Because I had, one, transformed my mind. See, a lot of people try to do this effect shit, and they don't really focus on what I just told you first. They try to skip the mental, and that's the thing about our course. Our course was teaching the causation of reality, not the effects of reality. And so that's why we have so many successful students, because we teach our students how to mentally get it. That means that if you don't want to get it no more in wholesaling, you can get it in whatever you want to, because we teach you the causation of reality. And so now I started to produce, and then I wrote down, I was like, okay, forget the $4 million, I'm gonna make $100,000 a month consistently. And so now I wrote out, I make $100,000. I didn't say I'm going to, I didn't say I want to, I didn't say I wish, I didn't say I hope. I said I make $100,000 a month consistently. I didn't get out online and post that. I walked around by faith, not by sight, meaning I walked around with the feeling of accomplishment. You understand what I'm saying? Share this shit, y'all. This is some real shit. I walked around with the feeling of already having received it now. You understand? So by me already having received it now, I caught the feeling. Can't stop the feeling. You know, JT talks about that. Y'all got to start listening to the songs in a way that they're speaking to you. They telling y'all this shit in music. And so I walked around with the feeling of accomplishment. And before you know it, material matter produced. I started to find the right people, the right places, the right things to give me everything that I needed in a natural occurrence to match the feeling that I had inside of me. And sure enough, I went over $100,000 a month, $200,000 a month, $400,000 a month, damn near hit $1 million a month in wholesaling. And some people say, man, you quit wholesaling. No, I didn't quit wholesaling. I was doing what I wanted to do. I wanted to become the end buyer. See, my end goal was not to be a wholesaler. You got to understand it. Why your boy B on such a power play right now? Because so many people tried to step on me. They tried to step on me, man, like by my neck. You understand? But you know what? I didn't give it no attention. I turned my other cheek and kept going where I had focused on going. And so now I started becoming the end buyer. You feel me? Here's the thing. I didn't need nobody to go find my properties no more because I learned how to wholesale first. You got to understand what I'm saying. See, wholesaling showed me how to go find the deals. They want you, listen to me, they teach you wholesaling so that you can keep wholesaling and finding them deals. What I'm telling you is, as you get this sack, as you get these M's in your bank account, as you get these 6 figures a month, you take that money and you become the end buyer. Do you understand what I'm saying? You become the end buyer. I'm going to answer y'all a question in a little bit. You become the end buyer. The game ain't to keep wholesaling. You wholesale the shit you don't want. You understand? But wherever you plan to build your portfolio, you keep that shit for yourself. You keep it for your own portfolio. And here's the thing. So let me tell you about what we did. So Let's talk about the economy now. So the economy comes into play, and in 2008, you're seeing cranes up everywhere. And I want you to kind of look at your economy right now. If you go into these big cities, cranes are up everywhere. And you look at everything, all the aspects of the economy. The banks are lending money relentlessly right now. Like we have an amazing partnership with like hundreds of banks because of our relationship in real estate. So anybody that comes to us, typically we can get them, $50,000 to $250,000. Like we have a private, RSVP. If you're interested in funding, just get at me, DM me. I'll help you, man. And matter of fact, I'm having a private RSVP event this weekend for a select few people. But if you're interested in getting some funding, let me know, man. I got a relationship with banks that you wouldn't imagine. And when we partner with our people, we help them get money. But what we do is we show them how to build wealth with them. And by showing them how to build wealth with them, now we take that money. Now here's what happens. You'll see that HUD starts to take away the funding when the economy starts to crash. This is another sign. So how do you know that the economy is going to crash? Well, it has nothing to do with if you're going to make money or if you're going to lose. It's just knowing the signs so that you can know what you need to start doing. So when HUD starts to pull back funding, just watch the news, all the other stuff that most people watch. But HUD starts pulling back funding. So I built my whole portfolio previously around Section 8. And so I remember that the last crash, I got caught up because what happened was HUD started to reduce my Section 8 vouchers, where I was making $700 a month. When the economy started to crash or start to approach the crash, they started to reduce my Section 8 paycheck. So I went from making $700 a month a house to $530 a house. Well, shit, that's $30 above my rental portfolio. Well, shoot, okay, Section 8 ain't the hit. So now what I said was, okay, I started to think, all right? So here's the thing. Any problem that you face, just think your way out of it. Ascend to the solution of the problem. Before you go to bed at night, I'm going to tell you something. Benjamin Franklin, Albert Einstein, Nikola Tesla, all of these other people, they did this. Instead of dealing with the problem, trying to find out the problem for yourself, before you go to bed at night, impress your subconscious mind with a question. Your brain is forced to answer questions. Your mind has to answer questions. But many of us internally, we have internal conversations and we ask the wrong questions. We ask negative questions. You got to ask your brain questions like, okay, how can I continue my wealth circulating in this economical time? You may not consciously know the answer, but before you go to sleep, as you impress your subconscious mind, it's going to pull from an infinite source, an infinite intelligence, almost like a Google, but way better than a Google. And it's going to pull and it's going to tap into something that you don't have a conscious mindset of. And it's going to wake you up with the answer. You need to have your notepad by your bed when you start applying this shit, y'all. I'm trying to tell you something. And so now, when you wake up with the answer, you write it down and you execute immediately, or else the idea is going to bounce to someone else. So now, I asked my subconscious mind the question, and it said, Brian, look at the economy. And there was a time where all of the warriors came home from war in the 1940s or whatever, World War I, and they started making a lot of babies, sleeping with their wives, sleeping with their side mistresses, and, they would have hundreds of mistresses, etc. But they would make a lot of babies when they came home. It is what it is, right? And so this created what we call the makeup of the baby boomers. The baby boomers, tons of babies. And so some genius said, okay, look, there's a lot of babies, and picking up farm food and going grocery shopping, that shit ain't gonna work. So let's mush up some apples, let's mush up some beans, some greens, some cornbread or whatever, and we're gonna call this shit Gerber. And so they created Gerber ahead of the baby boom, before these babies began to eat other than their milk. And so Gerber became a multi-billion-dollar company because somebody saw the bubble coming and they got ahead of it, right? And boom, woo, they rode the wave, right? Gerber's still amazing, right? But it had a wave that the baby boomers affected. Anybody that gets in front of the baby boomer trend, the baby boomer trend, will make millions and billions of dollars. So here's the next thing. So now the next thing is the baby boomers became toddlers. Toddlers come into play, and they start playing with toys and different things like that. Toddlers start playing, and there's this company comes, hey, hold on, these kids playing with toys, let me start Toys R Us. And so they see the bubble coming, oh my God, the baby was coming, and they ride the wave, become $1 billion company. The next wave, the baby boomers begin to become conscious about their clothes. Oh my God, I need to, look nice. I'm in high school, etc. And so there's this company called Gap, and they created clothes, and they saw the bubble coming, they got in front of it, and boom, boom. They made a lot of money. And then the teenagers started driving cars. Ford Motor Company and all these GMs and all these big name companies, car companies became billion-dollar companies because the baby boomers started driving cars. And I'm putting y'all on some real game right now. And then in the 90s, the baby boomers had enough money. They had good jobs. They started buying houses. Everybody know about the real estate boom of the 90s. And so the baby boomers caused that. Any economy that the baby boomers are part of, it grows and grows and grows. So boom, boom. And of course, if you were in on the real estate bubble of the 90s, I was in high school. I wouldn't even think about real estate, but a lot of my friends' parents was in real estate. And I kind of watched their parents make a shitload of money. And I used to go over to their house and be like, what the hell your daddy do? Where I would go over there to play, but I'm looking like, damn, your daddy rich as hell. And so I would see all my friends' parents, they doing real estate like, damn. So I graduated in 1998, played a little bit of football, and I found out I got started this business. And lo and behold, now the baby boomers are turning age 62 every day, 10,000 of them a day for the next like 4 or 5 years. So my subconscious mind, that brings you here. My subconscious mind, I asked myself, what can I do to keep my wealth circulating with this amazing real estate portfolio? And so thank you so much for posting that link. So my real estate portfolio. And so my subconscious mind said the baby boomers. And I was like, okay, the baby boomers, they turned age 62. And knowing that how my parents are baby boomers, they are retiring. And what are they doing with these big houses that they bought in the 90s? They're downsizing. They're downsizing. They're downsizing. And so by them downsizing, number one, that they have houses for sale. That's number one. So I can get them houses on the contract and buy them for myself. Number one. But number two, what are they downsizing to? Assisted living homes. They're downsizing to rooming homes, etc. And so what I began was I created this amazing course for my private circle and for my private investors. And we started to turn our portfolio into rooming houses. And so now we rent our houses anywhere between $600 to $3,000 to $4,000 to $5,000 a room. And that's pretty cheap. And a lot of people have not prepared for their economical downturn. So think about this. People are migrating to Florida, and they're migrating from big cities. Let me tell you why Memphis is the Mecca. You think I'm talking shit. Why is Memphis the Mecca? Because it's cheap real estate. When you get old, what do you want to do with your money, baby? You want to preserve it. And so understanding that Memphis is a Mecca is one of the lowest. So people, when they get online and they search and they're looking for retirement, they look to retire in areas where their money is going to last longer. And so understanding this, what did your boy B do? I dumped a shitload of money into marketing. And I started to market to people and their kids, not the baby boomers, because they ain't on Facebook and social media like we are. And I started to market to them, and I started to market them with Facebook ads. I own a social media ad company, omnipresentagency.com. Check it out if you want Facebook ad marketing. We're the best in the game. Don't play with it. Behind the scenes, baby. And so we started marketing to the kids who would talk to their parents about this affordable housing, assisted living, and rooming homes that their parents could downsize to. And we started to interview, etc., and set clients in and all this other stuff. And we built up an amazing clientele to where Florida, California, all these big cities, New York, where people are paying goo gobs of money, $10,000, $20,000 a month to stay in a freaking room or an assisted living home. What we started doing is we started to market to these people and say, okay, look, you paying that much money for a room. Well, you know, you can come over here now if you haven't prepared for it, because there's a lot of people that haven't prepared for it. They didn't have a lot of money to prepare for this time frame in their life. And so $2,500, $3,000 a month for a room, that's cheap to them. And so now we have this whole portfolio that we shifted over. She shifted over to residential assisted living and all this other stuff. And now we are in a position to win. So now we have tons of investors that come to us on a daily basis to put money with us to buy homes. Now, the thing about it is the homes are no longer in our portfolio. They're no longer selling for $50,000 anymore. You know, they're selling for a whole lot more because the return on investment is no longer $700 a month for a $50,000 house, or $800 or $1,000 a month for a $100,000 house. We're bringing these revenues up to $3,000, $4,000, $20,000 a month for a house. And if you think about it, if you go out to California, California, a house that's in Frazier that looks like a house in Frazier or North Memphis is selling for $800,000 to $1 million, and you can get that here in Memphis now for a portfolio $150,000, $200,000, and you can make you $3, $4, $5, $10, $20,000 a month. So that's the real estate market. That's your boy B. That's the comeback of the century. You understand? And we're ahead of the boom. That's not to say that that's the end all, but now understanding that the economical setback that is coming, there's going to be a lot more people. This is not about, oh, Brian's making a lot of money. It's more about we have a whole lot more people to help. I'm only a small sector of people. And so if you are interested in becoming a portfolio owner or buying a house and understanding this industry the way we've kind of, I would say, mastered it, and you want to start investing in true residual income, not making the mistakes that I've made, not making a couple $100s a month for a rental, but making thousands of dollars a month for your rentals, then guys, DM me, give me a message, and let me know. If you don't have the money, but you have a decent credit score, whatever the case may be, talk to us about getting funding. You could, what DM means, direct message me or inbox me, and myself or one of my assistants, I promise you, we'll get back to you and let you know we can set up a time to talk to you on the phone to help you get some funding, help you establish some relationships with some of our private banks that lend money. And myself, I lend money myself. We lend a lot of money to people to help them get started, and we show you the qualifications that we need to help you get started. So if that's something that you're interested in getting your hands on, 50 to a quarter mil, 50K to a quarter mil, direct message me or inbox me, and I can show you how we can help you do that as well. So let me go ahead and start answering some questions. Those of you that have questions, I'm wrap it up, introducing myself. Let me see what, okay, which banks can I go to with a free and clear house so they can refi me, then fix and rent a home out? Direct message me to see you. There's a lot of banks that we have relationships with. Like I said, if I think we got space for 25 people, and I know we're probably at about 15 people that's a reserve now. We probably got about like 10 more spots for this weekend. If you are in Memphis, this will be great for you if you're interested in some funding. And you can direct message me to get a private invite, and we'll try to do another one in a month or so for those that don't get in on this one. Hey man, long ass introduction. What's up, man? Mark. What's good? Money Harris, continue to grow and help us. Thank you so much, man. I'm coming too. I need that residual income. Everybody needs a residual, guys. Don't save your way to retirement. Create. I am circulating my wealth. And the thing is, remember, it's better to give than receive. And as you give, you receive. So understanding that circulation of your wealth, putting it back into the marketplace, keeps it coming back to you. That way you're not trying to pinch off of your retirement, but you're now living off of increase. And that's what retirement is about. Your income should grow in retirement, not reduce. All right. Any other questions, guys? I heard this. Okay, great. What you know about Lucky's? Lucky's, I know everything about it. Your energy bank equals financial bank. Sure indeed. Okay, I closed on my first deal last week. Congratulations. Congratulations to you, Shanika. Finally jumping in this wholesale thing. I'm so proud of you. Way to go. Epic Juice, thank you guys so much for listening. Indeed, I want to get on the other side of it also, Brian S. Harris, way beyond wholesaling. Guys, if you are wholesaling and you learn how to wholesale, make sure you definitely get on the other side of it. Don't just be the person that's giving away all your properties, all of these amazing deals that you're finding. Once again, it's good. Yeah, keep sending them, but I want to put you on real game. The real game is to be the end buyer. Don't just be the wholesaler. The end game ain't wholesaling. The end game is to own a portfolio, build wealth. How do you leave a legacy for your kids? Through mental mindset. Like, for instance, and when you leave a mental mindset, you're not only just leaving them a mental mindset, but you're leaving them how to run your empire. You understand? So you leave a legacy by teaching them how to run your empire, not just leaving them with money. Leaving a person with money or properties and you didn't give them the mental understanding, you left them with nothing. You understand? So I even told my kids, y'all ain't gonna really pretty much get that much money from me. You understand? You're gonna get a couple bucks, but you ain't gonna get that much money from me. You got me. Right now, Brian S. Harris is working for your great-grandkids. What we have now, we're good. Our residual covers us. Our lifestyle is good. Everything that we need is provided for. I'm working for my great-great-grandkids because now I'm instilling in them a mindset so they can show their kids how to get it, or their great-grandkids, and so on and so forth, okay? Thanks. TheHarrisMastermind.com if you want to learn more mental mindset. We charge $1 a day for that mentoring. It's $30 a month. TheHarrisMastermind.com. The link is in this post. Also, if you want to take the Wholesaler'sBlueprint.com course, that's a $2,500 course. Pretty much guaranteed information to make you. It's one thing to receive water, which is knowledge, but it's another thing to apply the knowledge, which is wine. So I want to teach you guys how to turn water into wine. So don't just receive the information that I give you guys, apply that information too. And that's what Jesus came to do. He came to turn water into wine. He came to shed blood and apply the knowledge that he came to this universe with. So now those baby boomers that's not 60-year-old and older, they're downsizing or moving to the elderly home. That's exactly right. Get in front of the curve, guys. DM me for more information about that, how you can build a portfolio on that. What would you recommend starting out in wholesaling or acquiring a rental portfolio? I would say if you don't have the money, or if you don't have the money and you don't have the credit, start out with wholesaling. Find a mentor. Don't try to do this shit on your own. That's the thing. I see a lot of people that post about YouTube University. Here's the thing, guys. Time is money. Scattered information is dissipated information. You want centralized, focused information to get to where you need to be. You get what I'm saying? So, spend that money, man. Like, money is money. It's going to come back. Like, don't be so attached to money, giving it all your power to where you think that the blessing of God of having money that comes to you, you're supposed to hoard it. It ain't yours anyway. It's something that passes to you to go through you. And as long as your hand is like this, I learned this from this guy named Charles Stout when I was 21 years old. He said, if your hands is like this, can't nothing get in it, man. Can't nothing get in it. That's if you saving it or ain't giving it away. Give that money up. I find people to give money to. And how do I find people to give money to? People that offer me a good quality value product or service. Something that I need in the moment. So every day I'm looking to give money away because I want to consistently be an open vessel. I want to give money away in the marketplace. I want to give money away to my servers who are serving me at a restaurant, whatever the case may be. I want to tip people well. I want to be abundant with all my money because if I'm showing the universe, if I'm showing my God that I'm abundant, he's going to keep blessing me with more abundance. You understand? So, and if you do have credit and you want, funding, I can show you how to get a portfolio for that. Just direct message me in the inbox. I need to master systems to keep my pipeline filled up. I'm moving to Georgia next month. I would say if you want to keep your pipeline filled up, we have a lot of free mediums. Like I said, we know how to get it from the zero, a lot of free mediums in the wholesalersblueprint.com. And I put that course in place because people that reach out to me that knew me from the past, I'm your boy, etc. and all that, I'm helping so many people now. I tried to reach out to people when I was considered a nobody, when nobody knew my name, and that time was for when you to get with me personally. But right now I would ask that you would use the modules that I put in place on the wholesalersblueprint.com to learn this information. And as you get caught up to speed with my mental state of understanding, my mental mindset, if you treat it like a college course, I'm going to tell you something. It'll take you 4 years to learn nothing. If you treat my course like a college course and you apply 60 days of intense learning, I'm telling you, you're going to make millions of dollars if you apply my information. Period, point blank. That ain't no guarantee. That's just saying you apply it, you do it, you're going to make money, okay? Buy and hold, yes. We ain't selling nothing no more. That's the thing, guys. If we selling it, we end on the deal. You understand? Like buy and hold forever. Ain't no more selling. Don't sell your property, y'all. Don't sell your property. The gold is up under your feet. Find a way to milk the cow. Here's the thing. There's two types of cow farmers. There's a farmer who has a cow, he grazes it, he fags it up, and he slaughters the cow to make his cash. Listen to this. This is very important. He slaughters the cow to make his cash. And in order for him to make more money, in order for him to make money again, he has to grow a whole nother cow, fatten him up, and then slaughter him again. What I'm telling you is I want you to be the farmer that goes into the same set of cows every single day and milks those cows and gets his cash cow. He gets his cash from the cow by milking it. And I want to show you how to take these properties that you've inherited, take these properties that you find, take these properties that you get by partnering with us and milk these cows. Don't sell out. Don't sell your gold up under your feet. You're looking for diamonds in your own backyard. Memphis is the Mecca. I'm telling you, the most impoverished city in the country is the Mecca of the universe. I promise you, it's the distribution capital of the world. And everybody from Jews, whites, Asians, all around the world, when I tell you, I'm going out and getting millions of dollars from people who want to invest in this market. They spending their money in this market and y'all renting it. Your grandparents, they had a vision. They just didn't have the mindset to share it with you guys. They had a vision for their legacy to continue on. And I'm telling you, I feel like they speak through me to get to a lot of people. Share this information with people, y'all. You're supposed to hold on to these properties. Don't lose these properties to a tax sale. And if you lose to a tax sale, come to me and let me show you how to get them back. I'm telling you, there's ways and loopholes to get these legacies that you've lost to tax sales. They property taxing you because they know that you ain't going to have the mindset to keep them. They taking your properties because you ain't cutting the grass. That's bullshit. You understand? And we can get back if we just simply stand up. Y'all, they delete my page, I promise you, y'all know where to find me. But you just stand up, you can fight that shit, man. They can't take your damn property for you not cutting the grass and you didn't know how. Some of you don't even know you got properties that was left to you. You understand? Hold on to your properties. Whitehaven, Westwood, Fraser, Cordova, the New Hood, Hickory Hill. Hold on to your properties and come to me and let me show you how to rent those properties out, guys. The wealth is here. The wealth is here. Stop giving it. They tried to silence me, y'all. Stop giving them y'all properties. How can a person that was destroyed financially after being diagnosed with cancer bounce back? Feel health around now, Roland. Feel health now. Do you remember what it feels like to feel healthy? Do you remember in the pulses between feeling bad and feeling good? You get what I'm saying? You have a choice to feel good, or you can stay in between that pulse. Pain comes in heartbeats. Boom, boom, boom. In between that pain, tell yourself you feel great. I feel amazing. And catch the feeling of feeling good. And then make your body get up and walk around. Make your body go for a jog. Trick your body into believing. I know that sounds harder than what it seems, but make your subconscious brain believe. See, God is your health, Roland. I know this is new information to you, brother, but God is your health. You cannot be sick. There is no way the cells in your body can hold sickness in it. There's no way. You will never be sick again if you catch the feeling of optimal health. And you speak to every cell. You got 75 trillion cells in your body that's listening to your command. Whenever you say I am, you summon the cells in your body. You summon the cells in your body to respond to whatever you claim after that. So claim I am healthy. Claim I am abundant. Claim I am full of the love of God. And the only thing that can exist in me is optimal health. You claim that with every fiber of your being, and I promise you, your body will restore to natural health. You will begin to desire the right foods that will match this frequency of the feeling of feeling healthy. You will begin to walk every day. Get out in the sun and get you some sunlight. Eat foods that capture the sunlight. Drink more water. When your body is going through ill health, drink water. Hydrate, H2O, and drink sun food. Sun food. Get at me, Roland. DM me. I got a whole lot more information. A bunch of pharmaceuticals. FARM. Natural earth that your body is now calling for. Magnesium spray, not oil, magnesium. Put this in your body. I got a lot more for you. Chlorella, spirulina. I can give it all to you, bro. Inbox me. I needed to hear this. Great. How do we find a good mentor? You looking at him, Jeff. You're looking at him. I don't know anybody else in this universe right now that's giving out information that's coming through me. I'm going to tell you, the wholesalersblueprint.com. And if you can't afford $2,500 to learn how to do real estate and a mindset, go to the $30 a month at harrismastermind.com. $30 a month, guys. I teach it like no other in the harrismastermind.com. I've helped a lot of people in that group break out of health situations, financial situations, mental breakthroughs, mental slavery, you name it. So whatever it is that you need, guys, I'm here on this earth. I know my purpose right now. I'm walking in my light. I'm walking in my shine. And yes, I charge for mentoring. I give away a lot for free. Many of you know this. I post as much as I can. I got a YouTube channel. I put on this link. Follow it, read it, look at it. But guys, I promise you, if you take this information that I'm giving you, if you do hire me as a mentor, do everything that you can to get to me. Get around me. Pull me to you. I have one-on-one mentoring that you can get. That you can call me to you or you can come to me. You understand? And I'm going to give it to you in a way. But the key is to stay around this fire. Because when you get it and you go back to your regular environment, when you go back to your regular environment, you lose the faith or the frequency that I'm holding you in when you're around me. You need to stay around this fire. You need to stay around it as much as you can so that you can absorb it. Do whatever you got to do to be around. I promise you, I have universal energy, universal love, universal source energy that's flowing through my veins that was meant for many people to receive. And I promise you, if you're going through ill health, if you're going through financial burdens, or if you're mentally depressed, that is a sickness of the mind. It ain't nothing else but a sickness of the mind. So there is nothing that's stopping you but you.
but you got to learn how to redevelop that muscle. You got to kind of break the spell of religion. I'm not talking about Christianity or anything, but you got to break the spell of religion and tap into the spirit. They say the spirit is, God is a spirit. You understand? You got to tap into God, which is walking around as you. You got to wake them up inside of you guys. I'm heading back to Memphis, August 27th. I'm back to the fire. You're right. I could tell the difference when I left from around you. I knew yep, exactly. Guys, the wholesalersblueprint.com. I have an affiliate program. If you know people that's interested in it, you can post your link to it. Share this information with as many people as you possibly can. I got links in the post. I don't see as many questions about real estate. I didn't mean to talk this long to you guys, but I really wanted to light a fire in a bigger organization than what we have in the mastermind group. And if there's anything that you need, I promise you, if you DM me and I don't get back to you, I got a lot of people in my DM, but we have a private meeting this week. We're going to help quite a few people get $250,000 a piece, $50,000 to $250,000 a piece. And we got a private group. I think we got about 9 more. If you're interested in getting some money for whatever, you want to fund your dreams, you want to fund real estate, or whatever the case may be, inbox me, guys, and we'll help you. Guys, I love each and every one of you with every fiber of my being. I wish the best for you and your families. Share this information with as many people as you possibly can, and I will talk to you guys later. It's your boy B. Have an absolutely amazing day.